Hello everybody, I'm Sanji. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you so much. I appreciate your checking me out. And if you have been here before and you know the drill, I want to take this time to personally thank each and every one of you. I appreciate your time. I know that you can spend it anywhere in the world. And the fact that you choose to spend some with me definitely does my heart good. So, without further ado, we're going to get into the next video. So for those of you that are new around here, all I ask, a couple of things. Check the video out. Make notes as you need to, because we're all here to just learn about each other. And then at the end of the video, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe, share, like, but most importantly, leave a comment. That's right. I want to hear your thoughts because, as I said, we're all here to learn and share. I give you my viewpoints on the subject matter, but of course, this is you, this is your life, and your experiences matter also. So we're here to learn from each other. Okay? So you got it? Just remember in those comment sections, please be kind to each other, respect each other's points of view, even if it's different than yours. Okay? Alrighty, so let's get into it. This video is about how to argue with your mate based on the sun sign. Now, it doesn't have to just be about a mate. It can be how you can have a heated discussion with a friend or family member. But this is really the goal of the video, is to help you effectively communicate with that other person, okay? Now, every sun sign has a different strategy for how they go about dealing with confrontation and conflict, okay? Now, some sun signs, that was a tongue twister, will avoid it altogether. They will avoid confrontation like the plague. They don't like it, they don't want it, and they're out of here. But there are other sun signs that they welcome it. They also might invite it in because they just like the energy and the exchange. So the point of this video is to help you navigate if you are one of those people that you avoid it like the plague, but your mate happens to enjoy mixing it up a little bit, okay? The problem here is that when those instances happen in our relationships with other people, it can also be the detriment of the relationship. I mean, if you have a partner that they just enjoy the drama of heated exchanges, that can be a little exhausting, even if you think the world of that person. Well, with a little astrological understanding and some conflict strategy resolutions, you can get your point across to your mate in the most effective way. And in some instances, not only will your partner hear what you're saying, I'll teach you how to win the argument. Now, clear communication is essential and the bedrock of any strong relationship, friendship, okay? Without communication, you're not going to go very far because chemistry is only going to go so far. But even in chemistry, there has to be effective communication, okay? And people actually associate the way you communicate with the type of person that they think that you are. For example, if your approach to conflict is to immediately fly off the handle because you don't think that you're being heard, well, those around you will label you a hothead. Is that true? Maybe, maybe not. But wouldn't it be better for people to understand where you're coming from so that they can hear your point of view as opposed to repelling the moment that they think that you're in disagreement? Because nothing goes anywhere. We have people that perhaps are quite strong in their delivery of their opinion. Doesn't mean that they're angry or that they're bullying you. They just may have a strong way that they deliver it. Well, if you're one of those people, you too can check out the video to perhaps soften your delivery so that people can receive what you're trying to say, okay? And did you know that by delving into your astrological sign or the astrological sign of the other person, perhaps your boss, you can definitely figure out a more effective way to communicate and be heard, okay? So now keep in mind, your sun sign is not the only determinant of how you handle conflict and conflict resolution, okay? You would have to look at the person's entire birth chart to get them figured out pretty much to a science. However, it can help, okay? You also want to take a look at a person's Mars sign. So you want to look at your Mars sign and the Mars sign of your partner or the person that you're trying to better communicate with, and that will give you an idea really on how to get through to the problem if this is an issue that is really concerning you, because a person's Mars sign rules their assertive and driving force behind their actions and their feelings. Your Mars sign is your verb, so that's what's your call of action. But we can take a look at the sun sign, and the sun sign will give us some clues on how to navigate conflict with that person, okay? All the 12 zodiac signs have their own specific way of communicating with other people, in particular, their partners, okay? So sit back, let's get ready. Let's take a look at how the sun sign for each person can be better understood and how you can take the knowledge of how they communicate and be heard more effectively. And if you play your cards right, win the discussion. Okay? So get your pens and paper ready. Let's get into it. Let's talk about how your sun sign has an argument. And if you're involved with that person, how you can score a win. Stay tuned right after this. How to argue successfully with an Aquarius? Well, let's get into it. Let's talk about how do you effectively argue with an Aquarius. Well, first of all, Aquarius is the advocate of the zodiac. So they want you to know that they are here for you, okay? And to feel like you can count on them, okay? Aquarius is the friendship sign. Friendship's extremely important to them. You know, if you have an Aquarius friend, that your Aquarius friend is there with you until the wheels fall off, literally, and then some. Then they're there to help you put the wheels back on and ride again. That's how faithful and loyal a friendship from an Aquarius person is. Now, be that as it may, they are also headstrong because they are fixed air signs, okay? Now, they are prone to gravitate towards logic, which makes them appear out of touch with their feelings. So people always say, an Aquarius isn't an emotional person. That's not true. They are quite the emotional ones of the air signs. In fact, I would venture to say that they are the emotional ones of all three of the air signs between Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. But they guard themselves from it because they do feel so passionately that they put up roadblocks of protection for themselves. They don't wear their emotions on their sleeves, but they do feel, and they do feel rather deeply. So stop saying that about Aquarius people. Aquarius people are quite in touch with their feelings, quite emotional, and they are the people that do have soft spots. You just have to earn your way to it. But anyway, we're talking about arguing with them right now. We don't care about your soft spots, Aquarius. We come to get you. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So they're prone to gravitate towards logic, which makes them appear out of touch with their feelings, as I said, but that's not true. They simply prefer to know what you were thinking before getting into how you feel about it, okay? They want to follow your train of thought. That is more important to them than how you feel, because typically Aquarius already can sense how you feel, because Aquarians are very intuitive, okay? Dreamy and visionary as thinkers, they appreciate when you approach conflict by appealing to the revolutionary side, when you want to think outside of the box, okay? Tell them that you want to try to figure out what's happening, appreciating the fact that an Aquarius can sometimes take the road less traveled in their thinking. So when you want to approach an Aquarius with a dispute, what you want to say to them is, I understand that this is how it is typically done. However, I want to understand where you're coming from and what your thought process was in regards to this matter. That's how you want to lead with an Aquarius, because 9 times out of 10, you may not be receiving what it is they're expressing to you in the right energy, okay? Because you are typically used to, okay, people do A, then B, then C. That's not necessarily what's happening in the mindset of the Aquarius regarding that issue. They may have thought it better to go C, B, A. Okay, so you're the same patternization is being used here, but the Aquarius used an alternative thought process to handling it, and you may be on the same page, you're just on different paragraphs. So that's something to keep in mind when you are disputing with an Aquarius, okay? And as you approach the conflict, you want to stay open to how you're going to resolve it, because it may not, as I said, be a conflict to begin with, but you also may want to open your mind to be able to hear and receive what it is that the Aquarius has to say regarding this subject, okay? Now, they're not opposed to third-party thinking on the matter. They're open to it. Just know that an Aquarian doesn't typically care what other people think about them, okay? Now, they will embrace another person's thought. If you looked into the subject matter and you found that the research that's, forward thinking about what the matter is and how this would better help your situation, they will be all for it and quite receptive. But don't just take that to mean that they're going to care if you get a third party in physical form, that party thinks that they're wrong, because Aquarius doesn't much care about that. All right, so now before you get into it with an Aquarius, are you sure you understand their point of view? As I said, it's so very important that you ask for clarification on the matter. As I said to you, you may not have anything to argue about. You just simply need to understand what the Aquarian's mindset was regarding that matter. Okay, so make sure that you aren't speaking the same language, but you're just on a different syntax with it, okay? That you're just not approaching it from different angles, because that's what Aquarius does. They can think outside the box, very esoteric. So although everybody else is deciding to climb and approach it from here, for the Aquarius mind they thought, I'm gonna approach it from here. Doesn't mean that they're not approaching it at all. So again, make sure that you really have anything to dispute before getting into an argument with them. Get clarification first. Very, very important, okay? Now, after that, in any case, don't bother appealing to their emotional side. Again, an Aquarian wants you to respect their thought process, and they want to respect yours. Getting into how you feel about it doesn't change the facts for an Aquarius. So they really want you to know that they want to keep your feelings under control and just hit them with the cold hard facts. Instead, try explaining how many people would benefit from your point of view and show them how that can be done. If this is a brand new way of thinking, a brand new way of approaching it, all the better. Because, you know, Aquarius may have relented and went ahead and did whatever it was from the way that everybody does it. And, you know, they feel bogged down by it too, which might be the energy that you're receiving from them. So if you have another way of looking at it, hey, let them know that might be the answer to the dispute, and it's not as big of a deal as you think it might be. The more good you can do, the more likely Aquarius will be to take your side, because they like approaches to things that everybody can benefit from. Be extremely frank whenever you address an Aquarius, okay? Just say what it is. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't waste their time. They don't need that. So don't waste the energy in that, because then they're going to think you're trying to snow them, and they're going to become guarded against you. Let the Aquarius unravel any ideas and don't interrupt them, because they want to make sure that they are being heard. Don't be so conservative. Open up your mind to how they are looking at the dispute, and be willing to hear and at least entertain where it is they're coming from. Do not place yourself in a superior position, or the debate will quickly come to a close. Don't make the mistake of telling the Aquarius that their idea is stupid. No. Matter of fact, nobody wants to hear that. Let's be honest, Aquarius or not, nobody wants to hear. Oh, what are you talking about? That's dumb. Don't do that. It's not going to win you points with any zodiac sign, but in particular an Aquarius. If it is something that you are unfamiliar with, then use a more positive terminology towards say, I never thought of that, or I never heard of it that way. Perhaps you want to explain more, get clarification. Super important. I can't stress that to you enough. It is so important when you're disputing with an Aquarius that you get clarification on their thought process, okay? Now, how to win? Well, when you are in this dispute with an Aquarius, you have to be willing to lose, okay? So if you come into the dispute with the energy of, I just want to be heard, I just want to be clear, let's get clarification on the matter, then your whole energy changes. And as I said, Aquarians are very intuitive. They pick up on energy, and that's how they're going to reciprocate. So whatever you bring to Aquarian, they're going to bounce it right back. So if you want to be received in the energy of hear what I have to say, acknowledge it, and then let's resolve it, then the Aquarian is going to mirror that energy back to you typically, okay? It's possible to win an argument with an Aquarian if you can somehow prove that your way of thinking is more progressive and forward thinking. If your way of doing it is going to yield a greater benefit and better results, then that Aquarius will go ahead and hop on board with you. Appeal to their desire to always be a trailblazer, and you'll gain tremendous ground. So if you can approach it differently, and it's coming from perhaps an angle that not many people have the courage to pursue or to do it in that way, or if it's a risk but the reward will be great for them, an Aquarius is the one that is willing to take that risk with you. If you can't convince the Aquarius person that your way is ahead of the curve, and they're pretty stuck in how they are going to see it, then just do whatever it is you want to do yourself. just have the understanding with the Aquarius is, look, this is my position, this is your position. I just want you to know that I'm going to go ahead, since we can't resolve this isn't a problem, but I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. An Aquarian is going to respect that about you. They respect independent thinkers. They respect a person that has convictions and will stand by their convictions, because that's exactly who Aquarius is. That's exactly the mindset they expect you to have. So if you don't have to have their in order to go forward and be successful in whatever this dispute is, then go ahead and do it. As a matter of fact, the Aquarian will see that you've done that, have respect for you, and they'll be the first person to applaud you that, hey, you were right, and they will jump on board with you moving forward, helping you to even propel whatever that idea was and move it forward, okay? So don't be afraid to be heard, say what you need to say, stand behind your conviction if it's something that you feel strongly about. Now, as I say in all videos, pick your battles. If it is not a battle that needs to be fought, leave it alone. For goodness sakes, go for peace. But if it's something that you feel strongly about, and as long as you and the Aquarian have had a amicable discussion about it and you can agree to disagree, then go ahead and move forward. An Aquarius loves an independent thinker, as I said, and they may begin to see your way, but it'll take a little time. Okay? So there you have it. That is how you have an effective dispute with an Aquarius person. Not so hard, right? So, are you an Aquarius? Did I leave something out? Did I get it right? I got it right. If you'd like to add to the discussion, by all means, I welcome you to please put it in the comment section below. I do read all the comments and I chime in where necessary. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that you can be in on the next discussion when I upload a video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.